Been saying hello to Ken Dodd.
Another first.
Another
first. Another first.
Oh, I see.
Think of all the famous firsts. I remember the first time I was on your show, the show. Yeah. You came straight from school. I also remember... I remember the very first laugh I got. Yeah. And the lady was very nice. She gave me my money back. And,
have you made any New Year resolutions?
Oh, yes. 1997 can be a very important year for all of us, so I'm going into politics.
Politics, you
yes,
can?
I'm going into Parliament, yes. I might end up as Chancellor of the Exchequer, you never know. It would be nice to...
You could look after the accounts.
I'd like to be... It would be nice to be near me money. I represent... It's a new party, the Not Just Lateral Party. And I went along to be selected to the committee rooms, and very nice, the three old cocks there. There was a picture of Lloyd George there, and a poster here on how to revive a man who's had an electric shock. That's a bit disgusting, actually. So I said to him, I'd like to stand as a sitting MP. He said, well, have you any policies? I said, yes, I've got 2 at the Royal and 1 with the Prudential. He said, how's your manifesto? I said, well, since I put the ointment on, it's like I said, look here. What about foreign affairs? Well, I said, there's a barmaid in Mallorca, but she never writes, you see. He said, what do you think of the European position? Well, I said, it nearly put me back out there. But we're going to have to, you know, that's what we're going to have to address ourselves to, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, Europe. I mean, look, Sweden, the Swedes, they can't even switch their side lights off. Sweden, their idea of a good time in the winter is taking all their clothes off, stripping off, and rolling in the snow while somebody hits them with twigs. That's why they're blonde. They've all gone white overnight with the shock. Denmark. Do we really want to get mixed up with a nation that goes around writing its name on pigs? The Dutch, Holland, the Dutch, they're nice meat pies, but the Dutch, they're like Germans in clogs. Now, Italian men, they're very sexy Italian men. It's all like pasta, too much starch. Yeah. Well, see what it does to your collars, but it's a beautiful... Rome, been there, Rome. Oh, all those lovely sights. We went, did the whole lot, you know, 3 coins in the fountain. Luckily, I could swim, so I got mine back. But the place you really want to go is Vatican Square. The Vatican Square, there must be all those lovely domed buildings, lovely marble columns, and people, hundreds go there, thousands go there just to stand. Well, the day I was there, there must have been about 200,000 devout people all standing there waiting, and this little balcony, way up there, the cardinal comes out with his red hat on, and he talks to me in Latin. He said, "Oh, you're diddling!" And they all... diddling? In Latin, and they all respond, "We're diddling, okay! Would anybody like to have a game of dominoes? Yes, we'd like to have a game of dominoes. Are you knocking? No. I got the news for you, because we'll spit it out. He's in his nibs, he's not too clever. His nibs, you got to have a new heart. His nibs, you got to have a new heart. Now, he said, I know every one of you devout people, you all want to give your heart to his nibs. But he said, we're not to be fair for one person to have the great honour of giving his heart to his nibs. So he said, tell you what I do. What do you do? He said, I drop the feather from the balcony, and the breeze, he taketh the feather. And whoever the feather lands on, that one person will have the great honour of giving his heart to his nibs. He said, I drop the feather now. And 200,000 people all started going... In Germany.
How are you with the Germans? You like the...
Their national flag is a beach towel. When the Germans go on holiday, the first thing they do is go to the hotel, is take the manager prisoner. They have the nerve to ban our beef. Some of their women are bigger than our cows. All German girls are called girder. You have to take a set of scaffolding when you're doing a bit of scaffolding. And in Russia, everything ends in off, so you've no chance.
So, as far as you're concerned, keep Europe, stay here, which you do. You love the country, mate.
Think about it. Let's get the facts on the table and let's study things. I study everything, you know. When I go out on jobs, I study because of the motorways and all that, you know, and you can have some terrifying experiences now. That lovely blonde lady, have you ever had a terrifying experience in a car, dear? Yeah, well, leave your number. Last week, this little old lady coming down the M1, fast lane, she must have been 85 years old, doing 100 miles an hour and knitting at the same time. People shouted, pull over! You know the socks? Lady last week borrowed her husband's brand new car, brand new B-registered car. Came back 2 hours later, she said, I've got good news and bad news. He said, what's the good news? She said, the airbag works. And you can have some. I had a terrifying experience last week. I was coming home late at night from a show. Well, it was the early hours of the morning, so you know what time they finished. And I was going. Don't make it worse. I was going down this little twisty-turny country lane. And it was all dark. There was no moon, and the wind. And suddenly, I was aware that I was being followed. Because you see it in your mirror, the lights, can't you? And I went left, he went right, and left, right, and I was frightened. I was really scared because you read in the newspapers, don't you, about these flying saucers? You know, the X-Files. See these UFOs come down to Earth and abduct young virile men. They kidnap men and take them back up to the planet Venus, which, as you know, is ruled by a race of big, strapping, voluptuous women with big chests and red hair and tights and boots. And they get you, and they have their way with you over the weekend and then return you back to Earth on a Monday morning in time for work. So I slowed down as much as I could. But probably they want to breed from me. But I was still aware that this car was funny because I could see its lights in my mirror, and it had lights on this car, and it said Echelop. So I thought, I wonder. It actually said Echelop. I thought, I wonder who these Echelopians are. Perhaps they work for these Venusians, these big, strapping women with pointy chests and metal studs, and crisscross leather thongs all over. And they get you, and they mess about with you a lot. And then return you back to Earth on a Monday morning in time for work. So I pulled in this lay-by and I stopped and I got out. I said, use my body how you will, but please don't mark my face. Well, out of this Echelop car got the biggest policeman you've ever seen. A huge, hairy armed Rosser he was. Big copper, and he had like sort of an orange donkey jacket. It didn't suit him. And he had this, like a policeman's flat hat with a draft board on, and a peak crushed right down over his nose where he'd been sneaking under chip shop counters looking for free fish. And he came over to the car, and he stuck his head through the car window, and he wasn't wound down, so he didn't like that. He said, driving licence, insurance company, which insurance company are you with? I said, well, I used to be with Scottish Widows, but she got married again. He said, I can smell your breath. I said, oh, you should talk. Oh. It's worse than our dogs, and he drinks out of the toilet. He got this little black book out. He said, why were you driving so erratically? I said, UFO. He said, I'm writing all this down. He said, have you ever been up before the magistrates before? I said, well, what time did you get up, please? They get very sarcastic, policeman. Yeah. He said, I see you shaved your moustache off. Where were you rushing off to, Mr. Mansell?
Now then, Ken, the Diddy men, I mean, are they happy? And little Dickie Mint's become a star.
The Diddy men, they've just been on short time for a while, but they've been on holiday to Littlehampton, and now they're back again. And Dickie Mint's a star in his own right.
I'd love to see him here one day.
You'd like to see Dickie Mint? Yeah. Would you like? Yeah. He's here. He's waiting outside.
Go on, go get him.
I've got Dickie Mint. I'll go get him. Yes. So you've arrived?
Yes.
Pardon?
Yes.
Well, squeak up. You've got here?
Yes.
And you've walked all the way?
Yes.
Must be very tired?
Yes.
But you're glad to be here?
Yes.
It's for the kids. If you walked all the way, Dick, you must be very tired and very thirsty.
Yes.
Would you like a big bottle of brown beer? Watch my lips. A big bottle of brown beer and some brown bread and butter, or a shandy?
A shandy.
Good, good. Very pleased to hear you say that. Are you... Are you going to do the alphabet backwards?
What?
The alphabet, you know, 26 letters. I shall make it very difficult for myself. Are you going to do the alphabet backwards?
No.
Good, good. Well, that's it then. Don't need to hold it up. I'd like to hear you say Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper. A peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked.
So would I.
You probably want to say red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather.
No.
If he doesn't want to do it, he doesn't want to do it. Around the rugged rocks, the ragged rascal ran.
Really?
She sells seashells on the seashore. The shells she sells are seashells for sure.
Oh.
Sarah, Sarah, sitting in the shoe shine shop.
Steady.
Sing a little song for the ladies and gentlemen. What would you like to sing?
What do you know?
Oh, very droll, yeah. Well, who's your favourite pop artist? Who's your favourite Hollywood star?
Nicky Mouse.
Who?
Nicky Mouse.
Who the hell's Nicky Mouse?
He's married to Ninny Mouse.
And what does she do?
She sells seashells on the seashore.
Oh, shut up, will you?
Oh, we wish you a very good year. I hope everything works out.
And to you and all your family, because the family audience are our audience, Des. What is a family? A family begins when a man and woman join together, and a bond keeps them together for the rest of their lives. It's called a mortgage. Yes. I'll never forget that time my dad had a boil on the end of his nose. Oh, the boil, he had a big red boil on the end of his nose and hurt. Oh, throb, throb, and my mother couldn't sleep at night for laughing. So we had to get the doctor in, and the doctor came in, and he took one look at this boil on the end of my dad's nose, and he ordered us all out of the bedroom. We all had to go. And before he went, I saw him take this big needle out of the bag, and he closed the door, and all we could hear from inside the bed was, ah, oh, ah, 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 ah. They all went quiet. And the doctor came out, he said, yes. He said, it looks much better now. I've sewn a button on it.
Ken Dodd, ladies and gentlemen. Ken, thank you. Happy New Year to you, Ken.
Very happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Here's that lady. Lady from New York, just got off a plane, Concorde, and come straight here from the airport. Will you welcome Joan Rivers? See those boots again.
They're great.
They're wild, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're wild.
Look at the heels. You just put them on and you get vertigo. I can't tell you. That's like, Cher lent me these. You probably noticed them on her, yeah. Because her feet are always up in the air, so you would
Now you have literally got off Concorde, grabbed a car, come here.
Let me take these off because they're rattling.
We can always rely on you. I mean, when I was in New York, you marked my card, told me what was going on in the town. We can always rely on you to find out what the new craze is in America. What's going on?
Cloning.
What? Cloning?
Cloning, where they can make other people. Cloning.
This is not happening, though.
Well, let's hope it's not happening, for God's sake. They tried it with Gillian Anderson. They took Gillian Anderson and Attila the Hun, and they combined them, and they got Gillian Anderson. And it's just very, but it's wrong, don't you think?
Of course.
You know, it's like people should have babies the old-fashioned way. Michael Jackson should give a woman some money, and you have a baby, and that would be. That's what it's
the old-fashioned way.
President Clinton came out against it.
He
said it's immoral.
Yeah.
and he should know about immorality.
Are all the jokes flying around?
Was that something? Was that? I mean, it's older men with young girls are not right.
Pardon?
I think.
What did you say? For one moment, I thought you said older men are not right with young. Am I going to go out with a 75-year-old woman?
What are you looking at me for?
No.
I go out with guys. One guy gave me a hickey. He left his teeth in my neck. I mean, it's so old. A friend of mine married a guy. He didn't tell her he was hard of hearing. She put her tongue in his ear. She was electrocuted. Nightmare. It's hard. It's hard getting older.
Is this right? Because the news filters through that you had a run-in with the fur people,
yes.
who were anti-fur brigade.
Oh, yes. Anti-fur people threw red paint at me. I am a middle-aged woman teetering around on these gloomy pumps. Leave me alone, you know what I'm saying? If you want to go after a furry celebrity, throw red paint on Victoria Principal's back. I mean, leave me alone. I didn't buy these fur. I found minks that had heart conditions. And I would walk behind them and go, boo! They died natural deaths.
Yes, of course.
Natural death. I don't think they were minks.
No.
Every time I put them on, I want to run around inside a wheel. I think that, God knows what they are.
So they weren't minks?
I think they were, God knows. Who knows?
Gerbils.
Gerbils, or sometimes I put on the coat and I'd reach for nuts. Don't go there.
I'm not going there. I'm not going to say a word.
Don't
I
go
won't say a
there.
word.
No. We're back to President Clinton.
Tell me, politicians have been known to screw the country before, but never one at a time, have they?
And this is the man we have to look up to in many ways.
And are the Americans looking up to him?
All the young girls do. Everything you say about him comes out double meaning.
Yes,
and it's just, and it's a shame.
One subject you're always good on and guaranteed you got some fun with is family. You've always sort of had fun with family.
Well, I have my daughter, and
How is Melissa?
oh, she's great. She's getting married. Yeah,
Is she?
yeah.
Are you looking forward to being grandma then?
Oh, please God.
Yeah?
Yeah, I can't wait. Cannot wait. It'll be great. And she was my last egg, and I'm so lucky that she turned out well. She could have been the doctor said one shot, last egg, out she came. And I was worried because I carried low,
Did you?
The whole 9 months her feet were sticking out. And it was just... It was great.
Was it an easy birth? Halfway there for the sound of it.
Well, going up and down stairs, I didn't have to do any work. I just had
You're like a little duck under the water.
Take over, kid. But I was not wanted in my family, and I think that's why I'm so family oriented. Now, my mother and father, they used to say to me, "Why can't you be like your cousin Sheila?" Sheila had died at birth. They just. My bath toys were a radio and a toaster. Do you understand? It was just awful, awful.
What about men? I hesitate to talk to you about. Have you given up? Have you closed the door?
Well, I was married, and it was a good marriage, but I think my husband cheated, and
Cheated?
I think so. Well, first of all, I wasn't good at sex.
No.
I didn't know you were both supposed to move. I thought you took turns. My wedding night, I had never seen a naked man before.
No?
I swear to you.
Oh, take your whip.
Came out of the bathroom. I hung my blouse on him. Didn't know what to do.
Had you been taught about the birds and the bees?
My mother said to me, man gets on top, woman gets on the bottom. That's all she ever told me. My wedding night. Joan, by the way, I'm going out in the car. By the way, man gets on top, woman gets on the bottom. I bought bunk beds. I didn't know it, and I wasn't good at bed. I one time said to him, why don't you call out my name? Because you start to see movies, and you start to say, something's wrong here, God, because this isn't what's happening in my bedroom. And I said to him, why don't you call out my name while we're making love? And he said, I don't want to wake you up. I mean, he was a very So that cheered me up.
Well, it's just lovely talking to you
It's
again,
great
Joan.
seeing you. It's great to see you on both sides of the Atlantic.
Yeah, because the last time we did this was in New York.
In New York.
So next time in New York,
Back
and then
in
you
New
can come
York.
back again. Joan Rivers!
Nice to see you.
My next guest is a comedy writer, a cartoonist, a game show host, a chat show host, a top cabaret performer, and someone whose introduction on this show alone could make the show run late. So I'd better just say welcome, Bob Monkhouse. I think they're as pleased as I am to say welcome back to Thames.
Thank you very much, Des. It's obviously raining out. The audience is steaming. It's lovely to be back at Thameside with you.
Well, have you noticed that because you've moved north side of the river, but they immediately book you sort of south
Well,
side,
south.
if you like.
That's showbiz. I live now in the wilds of Bedfordshire. I moved out of London. I live in a remote village, a tiny village. We had to widen the main road to paint a white line down the middle. Ba-boom. Okay? Wait, there's more. It's a tiny village, folks. You know, the local car wash is a Yorkshire Terrier with a weak bladder. No? Okay, here's the third one. Rule of three, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's really sleepy. Our local call girl finally retired after 25 years. Still a virgin. That's usually the cincher.
Listen, I get the feeling that Bob's on his routine kick. Now, we all know you can do that. I know that you can do the joke routines. You know, this is your forte out there in the cabaret, firing off the one-liners.
Well, that's what I thought you would like, Des.
Well, yeah,
few
but what
wheezes.
about... Now, I'm going to tread on you there for a second, Bob.
Be quick, I only have 6 months to live. I tried that with Anita Dobson, still couldn't pull it. You know, my doctor is really cheap. He shares his office with a travel agent, and they've given me 6 months to live, 3 here and 3 in Mallorca. Sorry, Des.
I was going to try to get to know... I get the feeling I'm not going to win through this. I wanted to try and find a little bit about Bob the man, not Bob the jokester
Oh,
so much.
heaven forbid.
Well, look, now, I know you're not going to want this, but last week, or the week before, you were one of 10 men who were Man of the Year. You don't want me to talk about that?
Not really. I mean, it's a great honour, and I appreciate it. You know, working for charity is its own reward anyway. But it's nice to have some recognition. It's very agreeable, and I loved the luncheon. It was terrific. I'm working now I'm trying to raise funds for Paranoids Anonymous. You know about this? Paranoids Anonymous, they hold their meetings every Thursday, but they won't tell me where they are. Sorry.
No, I tried to talk about all the things
I
that
know.
you've done there at the beginning in the introduction, but I guess...
Oh, boy, lipstick.
Yes, this there's a fresh one. Unless you
That's
want...
yours, obviously.
Well, this is mine, and good luck to you. How many game shows over the years have you been involved with, Bob?
Oh, about, actually, 17. 17 different series.
But the first one was Family Fortunes, and that ran for what?
No. First, Family Fortunes we did for 4 years. That was the last one I did for ITV. I used to get such stick. You know, I go up and down the country and people would say, where'd you get them bloody families from? 'Cause I didn't
There were some
choose...
funny ones.
They weren't that funny. And the difficulty with Family Fortunes was you had to find families with 5 intelligent members. How many families do you know? 5. You're lucky if you get 3. 4 is absolute maximum. A bright mum, a clever dad, a smart daughter, a son who can vaguely remember his own name from day to day. So they used to always bring along the one they didn't really want, you know, Uncle Ernie. Don't take Uncle Ernie. We've got to take Uncle Ernie. I've seen more Uncle Ernies walking into the studio. And they stick him down the end of the line, you know, hoping I'd never get to him. And you'd get to him, you see the other 4 cringing. Hello, Uncle Ernie. Name the capital of France. F. Oh, my God. Good answer, let's see if it's up there. I spent 4 years of my life saying, good answer, let's see if it's up there. But what I wanted to do was cop this. They never let me do it. We had You know, talking of family fortunes, and I don't mean, I mean, this lady could have been Scots, she could have been English, she could have been Welsh. She happened to be an Irish lady. And I'm not making any ethnic or racial slur here, because you have Irish antecedents, Desmond. I have the greatest respect for the Irish. I don't like these cheap shots, and the family name, would you believe, was Thick, T-H-I-C-K-E. And I took that out. I said, please, have you got another name you can use? The son-in-law was called something else, Wilson or something. It was called the Wilson family. I didn't want to go for an easy one. But this lady, you looked in her eyes, you knew nobody was driving. Nothing you could do. Now, I swear to God, this is true. We used to survey 100 people with these questions, so I come to this lady, I say, we asked 100 people, name something pink. And she said, "Is it my cardigan?" Good answer. Let's see if it's up there. Now, we go right down the family again, and the next question was, name something that's deserted in the winter. I think the top answer was nudist camp and then swimming pool, beach. So I said to this lady, name something deserted in the winter. And she said, "My cousin Elsie." And the audience laughed like this audience laughed, and she said, "It's not funny, 5 kids in the house and Christmas coming up." The most fun was with the live shows, because, as you know, live shows can be very adventurous, Des.
Yeah, I do. I'm aware of these things. Golden Shot for you must have been a bit hectic at times, hasn't it?
That was incredible. That never went right. I mean, that was... that was Adventureland every Sunday, because we had so many practicals, you know, props that could go around, targets, and the weapons, we had a guy... a priest. When we first went up to Birmingham in 1967, 68, we had a local priest who was a campaigner. He was a nutter. And this man hadn't got both oars in the water either. Due respect, he's left the church now, I happen to know. But he was objecting to us having these machines of Satan on a Sunday afternoon, you see. The crossbows of the Golden Shot. So the producer, Dickie Lehman, invited him to come and sit in the front row so he could see the whole thing was harmless. My luck, this particular Sunday, we had the Scots contestant show up with... she had a patch over this eye. She qualified the previous week on the phone. You remember you had to watch a live show, you had to see the target at home, and you were on the phone, you said, right a bit, stop, fire. You exploded an apple. Okay. Now, she's got a patch over it. So I said, is your left eye okay? And she said, oh, it should be. It's nice and safe in my handbag. Glass eye. The woman had glass eye, and she's going to go to the freestanding crossbow, which is the only slightly dangerous one. And then she said, don't worry, sir. I can see as well as most people. People. She did a Jack Douglas. So she's got one eye and a twitch. I've got the priest in the front row. We went on the air. This is the truth. We went on the air, and the priest started to pray. He's in the front row, and he's praying noisily, loudly, audibly. He's praying in Latin. Now we go, I'm shouting, hello, everybody, as loud as I can, and the apples are exploding. With the priest, we can all hear the priest, and I know in the wings is this twitchy, one-eyed twitcher with the itchy trigger finger. We got her up, got her through the interview. She didn't twitch. I thought, I'm in luck. She got to that freestanding crossbow. As she pressed that trigger, she gave a twitch that registered 3.5. On the Richter scale, she went, where? Help! The bolt went, the steel bolt went whizzing up. It hit a lamp. It bounced off the soundproof booth. It spun into the audience. Guess who it hit?
Can you briefly tell me, as short as possible, that I know it's got to be the guy who rang you who didn't...
Oh, no.
I've got about 30 seconds. You must tell his story.
I pick up the phone, right? Golden Shot. Who's calling the Golden Shot? Fill in the air. You've got 30 seconds to hit your apple. He says, roity beat, roity beat, roity beat, roity beat. I said, you're way off the target. He said, oh, no, it's not my fault. I told the man. I said, what man? He said, the man from room below. He come and took the telly back last Thursday.
There's more.
I said, you mean you're sitting in your house without a television set? He said, I'm not a fool, Bob. Give me credit for some sense, Bob. I'm in a phone box. I said, you mean you're in your phone box? You can't see a television? I'm in front of millions. You can't see a television set. He said, Please, I can actually. The phone box happens to be opposite Curry's. I said, Curry's is closed on a Sunday. He said, they leave the sets on in the window, don't they? Over the weekend, I can see you clear as day. I said, I'm waving to you. Can you see me waving? Pardon? I said, can you see me waving? Long pause. He said, I've tuned it to the bloody BBC.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob Monkhouse. Thank you very much. I have been looking forward to meeting my final guest tonight for a long, long time. He's one of the funniest men around. He's just won a Golden Globe Award for his performance as Mrs. Doubtfire. The film opened last week to rave reviews. You're going to love it. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome him, Robin Williams.
It takes me a while, but it can be trained. What a wonderful use of the language.
It's lovely to have you here, Robin.
It's nice to be here, sir. Took a while, but nice to be here.
Well...
A semi-move. Ow.
I thought, as Mrs. Doubtfire might, you know, subtly materialise...
tea, dear.
I'd put a little tea there. If you fancy that, just go for it.
Oh,
it's the
you know,
whole...
I love that, dear. That's lovely. A little tea and Prozac makes the day go so quick. And some sugar. Oh, Betty Ford speedball. Great, okay.
You're going to be Mum?
Oh, let me be Mum. And you dress up. Look at these pants. It's so much easier to do the cuffs. Just a little bit. Shall we? Do you like it hot?
Yes.
I bet you do.
Oh, I do.
And do you have a tea ball?
No, but the milk goes in first.
Does it?
Yes, Mrs. I thought...
I'm American. What do you want from me?
No, we won't bother this. I have a little bourbon, you have a little water, the tea's there, everyone.
A little bourbon and water. All of a sudden we went from Mrs. Doubtfire to Mrs. Doubtfizz. All right, baby, a little cocktail.
Cheers.
Here's to you, sweetheart.
Here's to the movie.
Here's to making English a second language. Okay, there you go. Sure, people drink bourbon after about 2 or 3 drinks. They're going, I love you, but I'll kill you. Yeah, beautiful, baby. I swear to God, let's wake up in a field.
Now, I would like to say, genuinely, I've seen the movie, and it's great family entertainment. It's nice that you're making films for kids, and I can take my little girl along to that. You spent, for the benefit of anyone who does not know, Mrs. Doubtfire, Robert is Mrs. Doubtfire.
It's a woman, yes.
Is a woman?
Yeah.
I mean, you went the whole way. You did the shaving of arms, and,
yeah.
And did you have leg wax and things like that?
Oh, no, I didn't, yeah. And bikini wax, too, which is totally unnecessary, but... Now we can go to Cannes. I went to the gynecologist. I thought, this is too much.
Just doing the whole method thing. I even had a period. But no.
Is that too much?
The voice, Mrs. Doubtfire's voice, where is it exactly?
It's kind of it's a synthesis of, it's like a Glaswegian accent, because I just finished working with Bill Forsyth for 4 months. So it's, I first started doing the voice was very much like that. It's like Julia Childs, and I realized that would scare even a hyperactive child. So I had to kind of tune it down, and I got more like Margaret Thatcher on steroids, and it went down. And then I slowly but surely kind of took a little bit of Bill Forsyth and a little bit of this costume designer who's this wonderful sweet lady named Merritt, and combined them and got this gentle, gentle voice of Mrs. Doubtfire, who can still say, "Get away!"
It was gentle.
Oh, she's nourishing. She could breastfeed an entire football team. Are they here? All right, Mum, you're in the team. There you go, Tommy. Now score. Yes, right. Go for it.
You have never, obviously, in your entire life, had any problems with voices. I mean, even in the movie, there's a lot...
I hear them, yeah.
You hear them?
I'm almost done. I know. Voices, yeah. I mean,
like there's that lovely scene where Dad, that's you as Dad and not Mrs. Doubtfire, kind of is left alone with the dinosaurs on that TV show. And you were using the dinosaurs with voices, and you were
putting like a kind of a
characterization.
kind of Viva Jurassic, you know, or a Tyrannosaurus line. One incredible sensation. Different things. I mean, the voices
Started as a kid, though, didn't it? I mean, I'm told you used to play with soldiers and modeling voice and all this sort of stuff.
Well, as an only child, it was just me and the puppet. So it's like, what shall we do today, Lumpy? Will you be choking me again? Ah, the little pirate's asleep.
I mentioned voices because in Aladdin, I mean, did that start out as one voice, the genie? Because
they wanted me to do the script, and then I came in one day, the first day, and read it and tried it, the scripted version, and then I asked, do you mind if I play? They went, no, try. And I just went off and did everything I knew. And it was great because I did about, I don't know how many...
did they just let you run riot?
Oh, big time. There's 30 hours of stuff that they eventually condensed. But it was fun because it was like any voice, you know. We could do anybody Des because we're here, and damn it, look at you wearing every color. It's the end of the viewing day. Do it all, you know. You can do this. Look at you. I'm saying you look fabulous. Look at this thing you're doing. And this couch, I'm saying, okay, you know. And look at this set. You could land a plane on here. It's a runway light, goes up to infinity. Okay. But voices, they come because you can change, you know. You can change your voices, just anything. Judy and I are so happy to be here, we could drop a log. That whole thing, you know. There's all sorts of voices, and it's like that, you know. You do voices like here in London. There's so many to hear. It's great, really. It's wonderful. You know that?
Yeah, I know.
Right, hello, Mort. Get over here, Mort. So, you ever do Mindy? No, stop it.
In the movie, Mrs. Doubtfire...
I mean, do you have, like, political voices? Like, people ask, how do you do George Bush? Here's a quick thing. First of all, you take John Wayne and you tighten his ass and you've got George Bush. It doesn't take a lot. You just take it right up there. And if you go even further, you just take it like that. You've got Ross Perot. You know, it's basically you cross a pit bull and Walter Brennan. Let me finish. Let me finish. It's a whole other thing. You know, that's what's fun about it.
In the movie, you played what can only be described, I suppose, as, for any kid, as the perfect dad. I mean, he gives up everything just to be with those kids. How were you in real life as a dad? Did you change nappers? Because you've got Zachary, Zelda, and Cody. Did you change nappers?
Yeah, sometimes. It's a little rough because, I don't know, basically you look at a baby. They're cherubs. How do they basically take mother's milk and turn it into toxic waste, you know? You know, it's very strange. You open it up and go, oh, my God. And there's the dog sitting over in the corner going, put his face in it. Hey! That's wrong with it. That's what you do to me. I do once in a while. I'm not very good in the morning, but they're up at 4:30 like, hi. And I'm like, yeah, Daddy loves you. I woke up this morning, my son had a little pirate pistol going, I killed you. Playing the Menendez home game. It's like you get up and go, oh, Daddy really loves you. Daddy loves you. Okay, we're going to put in a little microwave waffles, but first, Daddy's going to just put Aladdin on for a brief moment. Oh, no, Daddy put Debbie Does Dallas. Not a good movie. Okay, everybody's going through puberty a little early. I'm not good in the morning, and they know that.
Tell us about what's happening in America at the moment.
Oh, God. I mean, the earthquake alone is...
Were you in that?
I live in San Francisco every day. You get little aftershocks. People get pretty blasé. There's like a 3.4, which is... And people go, oh, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm just going to the... I'm going to the kitchen. But these are, I mean, when it starts to get around 6.6, you know, they go geometrically up. It's like, at 6.6, it's like, ah! I know somebody's having sex going, I'm incredible! I mean, there's very few places I think there's very few places you can really be safe. The only place I think is really safe during a major earthquake is near someone who's had a major facelift. You know? You have to find them because you know that's not going to fall. But it's a frightening thing because I think it's just God redecorating, you know? If there's any good side to things like earthquakes is that people suddenly drop all of the, you know, where's my fax machine? And simple things mean like water, air. And people start to take care of each other. I mean, that really happened. In San Francisco, the same thing happened. That crime goes down. I think crime in L.A. went down 80%. I think it's because they can't find their ammunition. But, honey, do you say my 38? But it starts that people start to forget about, you know, everything else, and you're forced back to the bottom line of taking care of each other. It happens. And then people start to realize, you're my neighbor. I've been hooked up to the cable for 4 years. There's people. And who are you?
I'm your son.
Oh. I've been watching football for 10 years. But it suddenly starts to happen, which is if there is any good side to something like that, people start to band together and help. We do this thing called comic relief. And I just finished that about a week ago. And, you know, there's a huge homeless problem in America. And people say, yeah, it's just bums and winos. But then the truth is, it's a lot of families. And now, after this earthquake, it's a huge amount of families. And so it's people starting to have to take care of people on a you know, door-to-door basis or neighborhood basis, and then it builds. And that's where the random acts of kindness counteract the random acts of violence, you know? It's a strange thing. We're an armed nation. We're so well armed. You know, it's like, honey, I'm going to the store. Cover me. And I don't know how we get around that, except maybe we have all these nuclear weapons. We just split them up and give everybody one. You say if someone breaks into your house, you take out the block.
Let me ask you, what do you make of us, the British?
I love coming here because there's all these different things going on, you know? It was an amazing thing. You know, you come to England, you see a black man. You go, yo, bro, what it is? Yo, excuse me, my man, what's up? Let me not diss you. And he goes, pardon me. Oh, tell him not to go that way, man. You've been pushing the boundary too long. But it's,
Come over here and make a movie over here.
I did. I made a movie called Being Human. It was great. The English crews are like I think some of the best in the world because they're so amazing. I think everybody who's in English army says, you know what I'm going to do now? Make movies. It's right. Because you have, you know, first ADs who are like English officers. All right, Tom, we're going to be laying dolly track. And then we're going to get a two-shot. Do you understand? Now, this is a river full of snakes. I'll go, sir. Thank you, Thomas. River beer. There was a boom shadow. Sorry. But it's like, and in the crews, we had like, when we did this movie Being Human, the crew was part Scottish, you had people, you know, English, everything, which is great. And I love working here because you're so genteel about it. That's lunch, and please do be quick. Thank you. Oh, there's
Too late, it's cold now.
Too late, there it is.
You got the Riddler coming up?
Maybe.
Batman?
Yeah, if the script is good, I'll do that.
Oh, that's not fixed. We heard that was fixed.
It's not fixed. Oh.
Set.
Oh, good. Thanks.
Contracted.
Yeah, not yet.
And you got another movie coming up where you play about another 3 or 4 or 5 parts. Am I right there?
That's the movie Being Human, the one that Bill Forsyth directed. It's 5 parts over 5,000 years, and they're all named Hector. I can see you going, that should be good, really. Can't wait to see that one. Yeah.
There'll be more than that. Listen, I know you had a busy schedule. Good luck with the movie. Not that that's going to need it. Mrs. Doubtfire, Take the Family.
Thanks.
Robin Williams, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Robin. Now then, my next guest is a strong, dominant female. Definitely. In fact, they don't come any more stronger or dominant. Please welcome this lady. She's also very funny. I know you're going to enjoy Lily Savage.
Calm down. Send me coat off this. Is there anyone in from North London? Well, hang on to me bag. How are you, Des?
I'm fine.
Yes?
And I'm very pleased to see you.
Before we kick off, would you do us a big favour?
Yeah.
Would you give a big wave to your #1 fan at home, my sister Vera?
Vera?
Yeah, give it a wave.
Hi, Vera.
Vera,
Hello.
it's Des. Look, I'm touching Des's leg. Go on, Vera, look.
Hello, Vera. Can I find out one or two things about you? Can we do, Lily, an in-depth probe? Can we check out things about
How far do you want to probe? Yeah, well, yes, I don't mind. Ask me what you like,
I want to
Des.
ask simple things like, is there a Mr. Savage somewhere? I mean, are you married is what I'm basically saying.
There was a Mr. Savage, Des, but unfortunately we're divorced. I was going to say separated because there is a stigma to saying divorce these days, isn't there? If you're a divorcee now, you'd expect us to wear black tights and sit in a bar drinking brandy and singing Stormy Weather. You don't have to, I'm telling you. There's not... I had a very open relationship, me. I was always hoping he'd bugger off, and he did in the end, so... So, no, we're divorced, we're separated, completely finished.
I want to get back to your... well, you, in general, you have a family, you have children?
I've got 2 kids, Des. I've got it. My Bunty, she's the eldest.
Bunty?
Yes. After the Girls' Magazine, Bunty. Bunty's my daughter. She's not at home at the moment. She's on a cycling holiday round Brittany with a group of Hell's Angels. But...
She's an interesting girl.
And then there's my Jason.
Jason.
That's my youngest. Yeah. He's in a private boys' school for the next 25 years. Just
Have you taken care of them, do you think? You don't
I've been an excellent mother. No, what? I tell you what, and I mean this, I do not believe in hitting children. Do you? I'd never hit a child. Mental cruelty is far more effective. Take the Nintendo off them. Tell them they've got to be in by 2:30 in the morning. Oh, it really upsets them. And thrift. Any mothers out there? Any mothers? Thrift. No, well, 2:30, a decent hour, you know what I mean? Because I'm normally not in by 2:30, so I wouldn't know anyway. But thrift. I'm telling you, Des, thrift. Teach your children. When our Bunty was a little girl, she said to me, I want ballet lessons. £10 an hour to stand on your toes. I put drawing pins in the heels of her sandals to swing on her toes. Cost me £10.
Well, you seem well balanced.
Well, I am.
Yes,
sort of. But depending, like, what tablets I've had. But no, I'm OK. No, I'm all right. I'm OK tonight. Yes.
Are your own parents still alive?
Well, my mother is. My mother was a champion lady wrestler on the Wirral. She was a... champion lady wrestler. She's retired now and she's an odour eater demonstrator for selected chain stores up and down the country.
What about your dad? Do you recall your dad? I mean, do you know...
Well, I never knew my dad and my mother never knew him either, really. Well, she knew him for about 10 minutes because... Well, she said he was Irish because he said to her how much in an Irish accent. That much we do know.
Yeah. Been to Ireland?
Yeah, I love it.
Dublin?
Dublin, yes. I love it. I like the men, I like the food, I like the nightlife, I like the people, in particular the men. I like the men. I just have to have that whiff of Guinness on the back of my neck. Oh, the Angora on my cardi goes stiff. Oh, I love it. Love it. And I tell you what else is nice. Like, the hotels are nice.
Yes.
You know, like, you go to a hotel in England, like Suicide Lodge, you know, you go... and you go in there and there's some owl misery behind the counter. She goes... And they don't have sweets on the table like some hotels. They have a bowl of Valium. You take one and you go... And they say, we have got Sky. You say, oh, really? And you get in there and there's 2 slates missing off the bedroom ceiling. And... nylon sheets. One thing I can't stand, nylon sheets. And then you go to these hotels and they have those nylon sheets and they've been washed millions of times and they have those little lumps on them. We call them bobble knockers in Liverpool. Little, like sleeping on ball bearings, you get in the bed and go out the other end, you have to get back in. And if you wear a nylon nightie with nylon sheets, you've had it, I tell you. Because you get into bed, there's sparks are flying off it. You're like a dodgem car. You generate enough electricity to illuminate Blackpool. Your hair's on end. And you get up in the morning, you go down for breakfast, you walk past the telly and it switches itself on. And you go in the dining room and all the tablecloths fly at you. You stood there like one of the Ku Klux Klan and you want a poached egg. But Des, I've got to go, because in the morning, quite seriously, I've got to go to memorial service. I'll get my bag in case I go upstairs. A memorial service, because my grandmother Erica Bon Savage, one of the finest women who ever walked the streets of Birkenhead. We're having a memorial service for her in the morning because she died 2 years ago, and we always like to try and remember her. And it's actually she died of hypothermia. She was quite old. She died of hypothermia. That had nothing to do with the weather, like she'd been shoplifting in bee jams, and she put 2 big frozen turkeys up a jumper, and she had to wait half an hour for the bus. She was rigid by the time the 2B came. Rigid.
Really savage.
Nice to see you, Des. Lovely to see you.
Really savage. Really savage.
Victoria Wood. Victoria, I don't know whether you drink, but something there if you feel, you know. I was just watching the video, I've seen you on stage, and one thing which is wonderful, you just seem to get so much fun out of the ordinary, trivial things, humdrum life. You take it and get the fun out of it, like kids.
Kids, yeah.
Kids. Are they a prime subject?
Well, I suppose they are. I suppose you dwell on the things that are stressful. Like, one of my worst things is having to get my children ready for school with all their right things by a certain time in the morning. I call this like the 10 to 9 factor. Like, because up until 10 to 9, you're laughing, joking, kissing, best mummy in the world. You look at the clock. It's 10 to 9! Come on, get your coats on, get your shoes. Come on. Oh, God, it's recorder group. Get your recorder. Come on, practice your record now. Get your coats on now. You put my coat on back to front, I can't move my arms. Never mind, you blow, I'll do the fingering, Frere. And another thing nobody ever warns you about, the stress of having children, is you have to do their hair, right? You have to give them hairstyles. I mean, I had to fill in a form the other day and it said, what have you discovered about yourself since becoming a mother? And I had to put that I'm crap at plaits. This is terrible moment when your child looks up at you with a little trusting face and says, Mummy, I want a French plait. I'm going, are you sure? Anything else you'd rather have, like drugs? I'm reduced to taking her to the doctors and saying, she's got a rash on her head. I can't see anything. No, do a French plait, you know. And nobody ever warned you of the stress of dealing with nits. You see, you forget about nits. When you're a grown-up with no children, you forget about nits. So when you've got little babies, you never think about nits. You know, you never sit there flicking through the mother care catalogue. You never look at your partner all misty-eyed and say, oh, darling, one day we'll have head lice. But once you've got them, you go knit mad. You're on the knit patrol. You're looking at the backs of people's necks in the post office.
If I'm right, I think you used to live somewhere near the Lake District, I know, and now it's trendy, but you're in kind of a fashionable part of London.
Very.
Is it that different lifestyles? I mean, you still see the funny things?
It's very posh where I live. You're kind of a satellite dish unless it's Wedgwood. Even the people sleeping rough are on futons. It's terribly posh, and it's also, the worst thing is it's terribly polluted because this is from traffic pollution, and all the traffic really is these women driving their children to school in these enormous, great four-wheel drive Jeeps. Now, why they have to have four-wheel drive in London, I haven't really quite discovered, unless they're worried about encountering a low-sugar Ribena slick coming up Highgate Hill. But they all drive these enormous four-wheel drive, big tanks, you know, great bars on the front to repel rhinoceroses and machine guns mounted on the roof, mooses' heads dangling off the spare wheel. This is all to deliver one spindly child to the fluffy bunny Montessori nursery half a mile up the road. But these mothers, they are so competitive. Like, if your child has a birthday party, like, you can't just go out and buy a birthday cake, you know, from a shop. You have to make it yourself out of one of those books. When I was at it myself about 3 weeks ago, I was up till 3:45 in the morning, frigging about with licorice bootlaces. Trying to do Thomas the Tank Engine. You feel like phoning them up, the people who write these books. I felt like phoning her up, Jane Asher. Was this your idea? A shunting yard made of sponge fingers?
I know shopping has always been one of your favourite... Oh, shopping. I mean, I can't ever pass Benetton's store without seeing you wanting to fluff up all the sweaters, you know.
To unfold things.
Yeah. Shopping it's not something you enjoy, is it?
Well, I find the parking stressful. In a supermarket, you know, you think, well, where am I supposed to park now? You know, because all designated spaces for people in wheelchairs, spaces for people on crutches, spaces for people with children, spaces for people with no children, spaces for people who want to conceive children, great long spaces. And I think, well, do I need a trolley? Do I need a basket? Because there are hundreds of different baskets now. Baskets fit on your wheelchair, baskets fit on your walk-in frame, talking baskets for if you're blind, listening baskets for if you're lonely. Hundreds of different trolleys, all with a different baby seats. Seats for weenie babies, bigger babies, huge obnoxious babies with earrings and the hairband and bracelets. Twin babies, tiny baby, big child, big baby, tiny child. Toddler's trolley, that's a sort of mesh cage with electrified fence. Get in there.
Just for a second, getting you off the domestic front, talking show business.
I do go out.
You do, don't you? You're really into it. But a wonderful source of material, obviously, for you. Let's talk about Shirley Bassey. Just for a second, I believe it's a mutual friend of ours.
Well, she's not a friend of mine, but I'm a big fan of Shirley's, and I went to one of those things on the television, an audience with. I went to see Shirley. Well, she was fantastic, but the audience, I mean, they're supposed to have celebrities. They were ancient. Honestly, the celebrities in the audience were ancient. They were handing out leaflets on hypothermia as we went. And I was the only person on my row without a toupee. They turned up the air conditioning, whoosh! I was like sitting in an egg carton. Look at this. And I was sitting near Julie Goodyear, you know Bet from Coronation Street. It's a very dramatic cleavage she has. You would queue up for that at Alton Towers. Wow!
My next guest is a comedy legend. Will you please welcome Norman Wisdom? It's lovely to see you, Norman.
Lovely to see you.
Sit down. Wait, are you off? Is that it? You're here.
Oh, God, I never know where. Here?
See you, Norman.
Oh, there.
You don't change. You've been very busy boy, you have, Norman. Casualty, you're acting in that. You're acting in Last of the Summer Wine. Did you see him in Casualty? Very good in that.
And it was all right, was it?
You were very good.
Oh, good. Casualty, yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it because we had a lot of fun, you know, that my dear wife who was supposed to be dead lying on the... What's that?
Yeah, you were playing games, weren't you?
I kept tickling her feet, yeah. So she was dead, she was like that. And all that. And no, and it was a smashing crew, so it was good fun. I like it.
A lot of people don't know this, and I want to talk about this, Norman. You are very successful, huge star in Albania, and Russia. Now, how did that popularity come about? How did that all happen?
Well, in Albania, the dictator Hexam, he wouldn't allow any films with bad language or sex. You know, murders and car crashes and all that sort. And so all my films were allowed to go in there, all the lot of them.
You've had a hospice named after you, the Norman Wisdom Hospice in Chernobyl.
Chernobyl, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You often go there to help those kids.
Norman Wisdom Hospice, yes, I go there. Yeah. And I love to go. I enjoy myself. Oh, don't...
It must be emotional too, all those kids.
Oh, of course it is. Yeah. Oh, yeah, honestly, but you've got to keep cheerful. But I go there, you know, they normally fly out there and all that, but I go there on the convoy with all the medical equipment that's going out there, sitting in the lorry, and it's marvellous right across Germany and Poland and all that. I thoroughly enjoy it.
You're still writing songs, they tell me.
Oh, well, don't laugh at me, 'cause I'm a fool. And I'll tell you now, it's no surprise, but I have written a Christmas song.
You have not.
I have. And I just need to have your permission to sing it, that's all. What do you think?
We didn't know the band has now left the building. You'll have to do it without a band, is that all right?
I don't mind. Well, I'm not keen, but you'll have to demand that I sing it.
Well, we want Norman! We want Norman!
Fill my stocking for Christmas, fill my stocking with you. Stand 'neath the mistletoe, and then each kiss'll show I love you.
They tell me he wanted to tell a joke, and I said, well, you know what Norman trying to tell a joke is just, he can't ever tell a joke because he just starts laughing. Now, I know it's Christmas, and they said the spirit of Christmas, do you think you could tell one joke without laughing through?
Look, I must confess that telling jokes has never been my favourite way of performing. Yeah. And the truth about that is that, well, I find it so much easier just to fall over.
Yeah. Well, I dare you to stand on this spot here. Come here, stand there, Norman. And there's a cap. Where are you gone? Oh,
I thought
you're a busy little thing. Where are you?
Yeah.
Keep still while I'm talking. Stand there. Now, you tell a joke, and there's a camera. Don't laugh, OK? No laugh.
Well, no kidding me on.
I promise you, I won't say.
No, I won't. No, it's all right. I don't know whether I was walking down the street the other day, and I saw a man lying in the road with his ear to a manhole cover. So I went over to him, and I said, "What are you doing down there, see?" And he said, "No, don't stop, no." I said, what are you doing down there, you see?" And he said, he said, "Here, you ever listen?" I got down and put my ear to the manhole cover, and I said, "I can't hear anything." He said, "Here, you."
You're impossible, Norman.
I said, "He can't." I'm going.
No, you're not going anywhere till you do one thing for me.
What's that?
See this cap here?
No, wait a minute. I know. I've got to do something. You know, I'm going to try to escape.
What are you doing?
Hey, look, here. Oh, no, I've got rubber shoes on. Wait a minute. I don't care.
So let me roll this back.
Hey, no,
for you, Norman.
there we go. No, wait a minute. That's better. Oh. That was good.
I want you to do something for me.
Where you going? Hey?
I want you to put this little hat on, right? It's not the one. We couldn't get the one. And I want you just once to say, Mr. Grimsdale.
You put it on then.
How does it go? Which way does it go now?
No, and there, and now you've got to turn the peak up.
Like that? Is that right? It's not the same. That's nearly it, yeah.
How's that? Yes. All right, then. Mr. Grimsdale! Oh, no. Oh, Mr. Grimsdale.
Will you thank Norman Wisdom? He is a gem. Norman Wisdom. Bless you, Norman.